All right, we have an extra special episode of the podcast this week. We've got Bradford live from Austin, Robotaxi inbound. Bradford, very excited to hear about your experience, and then we'll actually see it right alongside you. How's it been so far?
Yeah, it's been great. I've been on more than 10 Robotaxi rides. We're waiting on one to come right now, and it's going to take us to a grocery store. The rides have been perfect. We've seen more errors from human drivers around us than we've seen Robotaxi make mistakes.
All right, so just a quick note of logistics, everyone watching. Obviously, we're doing this live with just a phone, so video is going to be a little shaky. Audio might not be perfect. We'll have a shorter episode than usual this week, but just wanted to give a chance to show everyone what it's like to ride along. So we got Robotaxi inbound. It's going to show up in just a couple minutes, but I'm curious. You said it's been...
Matt, I do want to say when I get in the ride, they may force me to show the app, and when they do that, I may drop, but I'll rejoin as soon as I can.
Yep. So we're probably going to have a few technical issues like that, and just ask for the audience forgiveness because this is a pretty unique situation we got here. So yeah, we'll have a couple interruptions like that, I'm guessing, but 10 rides already, spending $42. Pretty impressed with that ride count, given that you just
10 rides.
You just landed today.
About 2 to 300 if you root.
It says your ride is less than 2 minutes away. It's giving me a live notification. I think it's coming from... Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so you mentioned it's like been better than human drivers from what you've seen so far. I've seen a couple like there was a Kim.
We got JC with me. He's hiding.
Hey JC, good to see you. Good, thanks. How are you doing? Congrats.
Good.
I will admit to being quite jealous that I'm not there with you.
I'm trying to make you as jealous as I possibly can right now. This has been amazing.
I believe it. So you're there, jealous of that. You can grow a beard, jealous of that also.
Well, I'm 56, so I probably got about 20 or 30 years on you. So at least you don't have to be jealous about that. I'm jealous of that, of you.
Yeah, I'm just hoping I get through puberty before my kids. We'll see how that goes. But Bradford, I was curious, or JC, either one of you. You said like no issues, or at least better than comparable human drivers. I've seen a couple of videos, like there was some phantom braking on like a Kim Java video. There was another kind of random one where looked like the Robotaxi got kind of turned around and stuck a little bit. And as far as that, I had to pull over. These all seem to be pretty minor things, I would say. Yeah, but
before we go to the minor pickiness for our Tesla nerds who understand it, it is successful. Oh, here's coming right now.
All right, let's see this live.
It is successfully taken us from A to B. So this is like I don't know if it's stealth gray or midnight gray or what's going on. I don't think this is a Quicksilver. So we got that. We're about to hop in. This is a new safety operator, so he may ask me to present my app, but I'll be quiet about that. It says, welcome, Bradford. It says, close all doors, and then we're going to put on our seatbelts. Also showing the app. Okay, one moment. Can you still hear me, Matt?
Yep, can still hear you. It sounds like you're showing your app to the safety driver or safety observer.
The safety observer, that's right. And you can see the camera?
Yep.
Okay. So it's got the flashers on, then we're going to hit start ride. Or wait, Matt, you say it. Give us a countdown.
3, 2, 1. Let's start the ride.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And we're starting out with a tight. So look
we
at this.
Got to back up.
A car came in behind us, so we are having to do. Oh, that was so.
Interesting.
That was just excellent. So
from just
Matt, you just saw one of the best moves I've seen. This is probably my 9th or 10th trip. Mm-hmm. We had a vehicle that had come in right behind the Robotaxi. The Robotaxi was right behind a vehicle. remind everyone, we were in front of a hotel lobby, so you know how narrow those driveways can be. It reversed itself, had to stop before that other vehicle behind it, and then made a nice smooth move to the right to get out of the hotel lobby. I mean, that is, and it was smooth. It wasn't jerky. Didn't have to do 2 or 3 Austin Powers. That is a 5-star Uber black limo driver type of maneuver there. Anywho, sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your live stream there.
No, that was actually really interesting because I thought when I saw it going in reverse, I was like, oh, it looks like it's making a mistake because it was a circle drive, and I was like, oh, it's going to try to back out, but that seems like not the
There
right
was a
thing to
car
do.
right in front of us. Yeah.
So did that car park after the Robotaxi got there?
No, the Robotaxi pulled right up to it.
Okay, so that's actually a pretty human thing to do, though, to kind of pull up close to it to, minimize the amount of space you're taking
people
up.
behind you.
Yeah.
Right. If somebody else may be coming through and need to just go on through the driveway. But yeah, and then
Go ahead, Matt.
oh, sorry.
I was just impressed. That was a pretty cool move, and you're right. Like I could tell just observing it how smooth that was. It wasn't trying to figure out what to do or how to get out of that situation. Just knew it needed to back up a tiny amount to kind of pull around it. Then it did. Here we got an unprotected left, which looks like it's
protected at a light.
Oh, it's protected. Okay.
He's got the visors down. Maybe you could put the visors up for us. Oh, that.
Ooh, thank you so much.
White glove service.
Thank you, sir.
So, yeah, while we're just kind of observing Bradford and JC, I wonder if you could kind of share some of the other highlights and lowlights, such as they've been from your other Robotaxi rides.
Right there.
Yeah, we just went around, stopped traffic, and it slowed down well. We didn't even come to a full stop. It perfectly feathered braking and reaccelerated to pull around that stopped traffic. I think it will probably get boring from here, but what was your next highlights? Well, yeah, I want to talk about what's going well. So we're safely getting to and from our destinations. Yeah, just like very minor nitpicks, but it's very safe. One thing I noticed is there was a spot earlier, and I was able to get it to do an unprotected left on a street that has a middle lane that cars can borrow when they're turning left, and there's another word for that lane that starts with an S.
But
we're not going to say that, no,
but you lose some money, you do
that. It needed to wait like a minute to a minute and a half to make the turn, and it chose the perfect time to do it. It borrowed the middle lane, and it quickly got out of the middle lane. So it did that. What else? It went slow in a school zone. It didn't really need to because school's out, but it went 20 miles an hour in a school zone. So that's a good thing.
Quick question. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
And I'd say on the slightly negative, like we had a video, and I don't know if we'll be able to get this out, but GC and I took it from the hotel to a house in the hills, and there was the discoloration with the pavement. It didn't look like a hole, but it got spooked by something on the road.
Yeah, it went around it,
and it dodged something. Another weird thing was my first 2 rides, we had a seatbelt thing go off, and it was doing the seatbelt in the front seat, and there was nobody in the front seat. So it's almost like my dad was like joining me on the trip or something.
Little ghost in the machine there, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So was there any, like, how long did that take to get resolved?
I think it was only up for like 15-30 seconds.
Okay.
But it's very good. We think Tesla's taken the right path on being safe, having safety monitors. Like the same people that are whining about safety monitors are the same people that said that the software isn't safe enough. We're watching the community tracker. It's not safe enough yet to launch in Austin. It's not going to launch this year. Why are they doing it? And now they're complaining that there's safety monitors. There's no one in the driver's seat. Marquez Brownlee and Jerry Riggs, you're a fucking weasel. Like there's no one in there, oh, there's a passenger in the front seat. Well, there is going to be when there's ride share occasionally.
And if there hadn't been one, they would say, "Oh, look at Tesla. They're just being negligent and putting these things out on day one without no thought of safety." So I mean, their narrative. They had 2 memos written, and as soon as Tesla went with the safety passenger, they threw one of those memos in the trash and picked up the one that talked about they're using a safety. So you know what I'm saying? It's
You can't win.
You can't win, and don't try to. It's not worth it, because you know what? None of it fucking matters anymore.
That's
Look at
right.
this. We're 3 days into Tesla Robotaxi. Sorry, Matt. I know you're like 16 years old. I didn't mean to cuss in front of you.
I had earmuffs on. Don't worry. I
Okay,
can't hear.
perfect. And none of it matters.
Just don't tell my mom, please.
And we're in a working class neighborhood. This whole area is working class type of businesses, working class homes. This is a great little area for Tesla to test, and quite frankly, we won't get into it right now, but it's their demographic for rideshare.
Yep.
Is working class. And my first ride was actually from a trailer park to a hotel. So it's almost like someone's commute where maybe they work at the hotel as a chef or as someone who cleans or works at the front desk. We just went by a Zooks, I think. Sorry, I didn't get that on camera, Matt. Do you still have me, Matt?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. And I was just gonna kind of pick up the thread of what you guys were
And we're
talking
headed
about.
to a grocery store, by the way.
HEV Plus, I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you were talking about like the 2 memos that the different people commentating have on this, and like, I mean, I've seen some compilation clips of Waymos doing stuff pretty horribly, like actually driving into oncoming traffic, stuff that I hadn't seen before. And just to point out that like they're never criticizing Waymo for the rare instances where they do something that's not safe, but like Tesla phantom braking with nobody around, they're like, that could have caused an accident, and they're being so reckless. And or like the conspiracy theory I saw yesterday that there's like a joystick on that passenger handle that the safety observer is actually somehow driving with some like microscopic joystick or something like that. It's just there's so many insane.
We're actually going by the Oracle headquarters here in Austin. This place is huge. That's not even a third of it right there.
I saw it.
Oh wow.
We got the view of the joystick here. Yeah, I think we have one in the back too, JC.
Well, you didn't know this,
joystick. Yeah.
You didn't know this, but at Giga Texas, they have this brand new state-of-the-art gym, and there's universal machines all the way through, and it's just for the thumb.
Yeah.
They have so forget about bench, forget about squat, forget about deadlift.
It's all about the thumb.
It's all the thing, and they're just these state-of-the-art universal machines that are just about the thumb, and making sure getting those muscles, because in order to do a U-turn with a thumb, I mean that's a hell of a thumb right there. So, just breaking news.
Matt, what other questions do you have? Or what should we talk about? I think what we should talk about, like autonomous versus not autonomous. I don't think it's gas versus EV. I think it's autonomous versus non-autonomous. Or maybe we shouldn't talk about it yet. So make sure to gather your belongings. We're getting about a minute away.
Yeah, maybe we can hold off that topic for just a second, since we're only a minute out. I think it'd be kind of interesting just to see how the ride ends. And is this a motorcyclist in front of us? I can't quite tell.
It is like a moped.
Yeah, I call it a moped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's definitely less than 250 cc's.
Yeah.
And we're going about 28 and a 35, which is fine. We got to turn. We got to turn soon. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Keeping
if
a
you're
nice
turning right, you
distance.
wouldn't want to cut in front of that guy and then turn right. So
Yeah, that'd be a D move to do that.
It's doing exactly what it should. Look at that. It kept a nice gap. Definitely saw him in the visual.
So here's the front. It's probably going to stop us right at the front and point the passenger side to the front door. It's tending to be where it's dropping people off. And then what we're going to do is hail another one. We won't get to keep this one, but we'll hail another and see how it goes from there.
All right. Awesome.
And maybe the producer in like a separate window can just check the video quality, make sure our quality is good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. It was slightly
Okay.
grainy for a while you were driving by the Oracle headquarters, but this has actually been surprisingly good for just kind of a handheld iPhone. So appreciate you guys taking the time to do this.
So we're going down a lane. Let's
So where's
see what it does
for
here.
science? Let's just see what it does.
that is kind of interesting that it looked like you were right by the front door, and now you're going way to the back for some reason. It's a little goofy, and this is one of the things that
I think that's actually a decent thing to do, but you're potentially getting snarled behind pedestrians that just waited behind someone with a cart.
Well, if you were with an Uber driver, he would almost certainly just drop you right off at the front door and then drive away, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've done it, and you get honked at. Yeah. So I mean, if you want to bring in the Uber driver part of it, I'd be happy to do that.
So we might actually be in a destination loop, and we haven't had that happen for a long time. So early version 12, I think it was version 12.2, had some destination loops. But maybe it'll settle down here. We're going down another row.
You sure the safety observer is just showing off his thumb skills?
Yes.
See how many loops we can do.
His thumb's resting on the leather. So
yeah, he's got large thumbs. You know, like they say about large feet, hands, and thumbs.
Mm-hmm.
Big thumb energy.
Big thumb energy. And now, so it's coming back.
Yeah.
We're
doing another circle. Now I'm gonna hit pull over or drop me off now.
No, it did it on its own. I think I know. Oh, it didn't. I think I know exactly what it did.
Well, I didn't hit confirm. I hit drop me off now, but not confirm. Okay, so here we are.
All right.
Thank you, safety monitor.
Thank you, sir. You too, bud.
I'm gonna open the trunk just to show you all. It's a normal Model Y. You can pull down the center here to have a something to put your drinks. I don't know if they're all with white interior. Have all of yours been with white interior?
Pretty much. I think
I believe they are. Everything I've seen was a white interior.
So let's hail another one. Let me do that real quick.
There it is.
All right. So while Bradford's pulling that up, I'll just kind of share my observations. Looks like it was a pretty uneventful drive, like you would probably expect at this with this rollout. Slight kind of issue with the drop off where it kind of went up and down that the lane for no apparent reason. Pretty consistent with some of the commentary I've heard so far, where that seems to be like a suboptimal situation. Although even in the Kim Java video, they were doing some Waymo testing as well, and the Waymo dropped them off 10 minutes from their destination in the 95-degree heat or whatever, and they didn't even realize that it was going to do that. So certainly, this is something that's not just a Tesla unique problem. So overall, I mean, this is kind of what you'd expect. Fairly uneventful rides, maybe some like very slight nitpicking you could have, but for day 2, day 3, I guess we are now, of this pilot program rolling out, all in all, I'd say that's pretty good.
So right now it's not let me hail another one, but in a minute or two it probably will. This happened with our last ride that we did, so we'll just give it a minute. Maybe you can talk with JC while we wait a little bit.
Absolutely.
All right. So how's it handling in the heat right there? Like with these times when you're out, like what is the actual temperature in Austin right now?
Like 95, so it's cooled down a bit.
Okay. It's 90 in Michigan, so I just assumed it'd be like 120 in Austin.
It was about on Sunday. It was above 100. I think yesterday it was high. Now, so it started to cool down a little bit, and it's overcast right now, so it doesn't feel as bad. But yeah, Matt, it's definitely mid 90s to low 100s right now. All right, we're getting a little bit of
Your video is turned off too. I don't know if that was intentional,
Yeah,
just to save some data.
I'm
Okay.
trying to hail it. So when I do that, it turns off the video.
Okay.
So it's saying high demand right now. So I think they're all in use right now. Tesla needs to, we need to scale it up.
It's the only thing they can do about
Let's
that.
scale it up. Let's go.
Exactly. To the moon. Yeah, they just got to get more vehicles out there. That's it.
Yeah, that was actually, one thing I wanted to ask you guys. I know we've got maybe 20 people that have flown in from all over the country to be these early pilot testers. I think a lot of you are going to be there for a few days, maybe a week at most. Then you'll have a few people like Farzad who actually live there and can keep doing the testing. But I mean, presumably, Tesla's going to need to broaden this out pretty quickly. I would think in the next few days to a broader group of people, because I mean, if nothing else, you guys are going to be going back home, so they would need some locals in the Austin market to start using the feature if they want to get some more kind of typical riders.
I've actually, sorry about that, Matt. I've actually got a thought on that, and I think it was interesting. You remember when they rolled out this new enhanced early access program? And remember how it was kind of interesting that it was mostly going to people that lived in Texas? Like there were people that actually drove into the state of Texas, got invited to early access, and as soon as they drove out of the state, they lost it. Something tells me that after they're kind of done with like the Bradfords of the world and the
crazies,
the big accounts, the big names, that they know like Bradford's not going to be able to be here for a long time. Like a lot of these guys, a week tops. And so somebody's going to need to keep this going. And I think that's where maybe
that's where JC comes in.
That's where I come in.
Yeah.
The Texas-based early access program, guys, because I guarantee you, if you roll it out to all these nerds, the Tesla early access guys in Houston, Dallas, Austin, we will camp out under, we'll kick the homeless people out, camp out under I-35 and ride in these things for 18 hours a day. I guarantee these nerds, your kid, they will keep this thing going, but they've got to get more vehicles out there to do it. And, so it's got to be more vehicles, more Model Ys, and expand this thing out at least to the Texas folks in the early access program. Get those nerds to work.
No, let me. We're gonna still hear you, but I gotta check it again. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, well, I was going to say it seems like one of the limiting factors to that kind of rollout plan would be you need to get the safety observers out. And it seems to me that they're playing a role that's not super critical right now. I mean, I'm curious if you guys disagree with that, but like there was the one issue that Farzad had where it was trying to pull into a gated community and he just had to like basically call for help. And then, somebody, I think like remoted in to get out of that situation. But that's something the passenger could do if it's like, hey, the car's making a mistake, hand it over to the remote monitor and have them, extricate the car from that situation. Do you really need the safety monitor, or is it just an abundance of caution in the first week or two?
I think it's the latter right now. I think they are having the most abundance of caution. I think that some of this is probably in response to, like, I think, you saw Elon basically respond to some post about folks that are bad actors out there, right? Let's be blunt. There are some bad actors out around, and we don't know if they're doing anything at all, but we do know there's some bad actors out here. So I'm sure that some of that was related to that as well. But if you're just asking me, Matt, from a technical aspect, of the 10 or so rides I've done, there is nothing that the safety person has done that was necessary. And quite frankly,
done nothing,
Yeah. How much, and even if let's say you expanded it to some more Tesla early access program guys in Texas, I can't imagine it would take long to basically say, well, here are the 3 or 4 additional things you would need to know in order to do this without a safety person, right? I just haven't seen them do do anything. In fact, you didn't see it, but the safety person in our last vehicle joked around with us. You didn't see the joke. I've got it on camera. When we were talking about the thumb, he put his thumb out and he did this while I was talking about the exercise. But they know there's jokes going around about it, and they're playing into it, which is a great sign. They did it twice. I got it on. I'm gonna have to do something. I don't want to throw them under the bus though. So So maybe I won't do that.
Let me check again. And one thing we might do, Matt, is maybe I think maybe if we end the stream, then we'll get a Robotaxi. So like we could end the stream and then be ready to start another one. What do you think? Or do you have some final questions?
I was suggesting earlier that we just make this a shorter, 25-minute stream, and we've already kind of done that. So I think maybe if you want to record another one, we can just kind of upload this as a video in the next day or so.
There's one other thing.
Okay. So JC's got a little more.
I wanted to make one more statement though. As somebody that's got nearly 1,000 Uber rides as a driver under my belt, that's what I've decided. I get an F in retirement. That's what I decided to do in retirement. We're talking about all these little nuanced things like a fan and brake or the little circle thing you did here in the HEB park. So let me be blunt. Let me just be blunt here. Everybody is basically comparing this to a 5-star Uber Black ride. Matt, do you want me to tell you what the average Uber rating for a driver is out there? If you can get somebody that's 4.75 or higher, you're going to take them. Most Uber rides with human beings involves, whoa, we got a little lightning there, involves something that the rider did not like. That was it may have only been 1, 2, or 3 things. So I want to make sure everybody table sets here. There's not every Uber rider out there on the Uber app has a 5.0 Uber. So, and I think most folks have probably taken enough Uber rides to know that you're not always getting a 5.0 star Uber driver. In fact, you're lucky usually to get 4.8 or 4.9. I don't know if this is resonating with you, but when we're sitting here kind of jaw-jacking on Tesla about making a little circle because we had a car behind us or a little fan and brake, let's remember that this is designed to get you from point A to point B safely. That is a 4.9 right there. The only way to, so it's doing, in my mind, we are already at 4.9 or higher. The only way you go, any higher than that is doing those. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I get along with, but it kind of got to me because I hear people saying this
like
shit.
10 rides and 3-4 minor nitpicks, basically.
I'll shut up.
No, I mean, I've had plenty of Uber rides where, the driver is just like chatting to a friend on his phone, which like, I can understand that, but like maybe just put an AirPod in or something. It's just like kind of distracting. And I think just the freedom, like, and there's been times when like I've had to take a call. I remember one time I was actually taking a call from the IRS because I like this tax payment information. And I was like, I don't really want to be saying this private information out loud, but like, I don't want to be, I was on hold with the IRS for like an hour and a half. And I was like, I can't let this situation go. But then you're like sharing public information, which just, hoping that, the driver's not paying attention. So just having the comfort and the privacy of no other person in there, eventually once they get the safety driver out is going to be very helpful.
Robotaxi is real. It's operating here in Austin. Tesla's going to be quickly expanding this. They're testing on the highway already. They're not allowing you to take the highway on this yet. We believe this is going to lead to a monumental change. And he's Matt Smith. I'm Bradford Ferguson. And this is
JC.
And we'll hook up your Twitter in the description.
And shout out to Farzad, by the way, ribbing me on our own stream. So thanks for that, Farzad, wanting to delete me. Well, thanks so much for sharing, Bradford. This has been awesome, and I know we got a lot more videos and stuff that's going to be posted by you and by others in the coming days. So very interested to just tag along virtually.
Yep, we got some weather here. Hopefully we can get.
I think we may get our first.
We can get one in the rain here after this.
I think we may get our first Robotaxi in the rain.
Yeah. So I'm Bradford Ferguson. We're with Rebellionaire.com, and with that, I'm going to say bye for now.
Bye for now.